Imagine this. You buy your dream cabin, surrounded by nature, pure peace. Then an HOA Karen shows up, demands you leave, and calls the police for being on your own property. But she had no idea the massive secret I was about to reveal. The secret that meant I didn't just own my cabin. I owned her entire neighborhood. Stick around, because this story is wild. Chat prompt model, response okay. Here's an engaging story, based on the title HOA Karen, called 911 when I refused to leave my cabin, didn't know I owned the entire count. Perfect for a YouTube audience. The cabin, the Karen, and the county. Line picture this. You've finally done it. You've escaped the rat race, bought your slice of heaven, and are living the dream. But what happens when that dream turns into a nightmare? Spearheaded by an overly zealous HOA president who has no idea who she's messing with? Today we're diving into a story that proves sometimes the quietest people hold the biggest secrets, and a little bit of research can save you a whole lot of trouble. Our protagonist, let's call him Mark, just wanted to enjoy his rustic off-grid cabin. His antagonist? A woman we'll affectionately or not so affectionately call Karen. And trust me, as Karen took the cake, Mark had always been a man of simple pleasures. While his peers were chasing promotions in gleaming city high-rises, Mark was saving every penny for a different kind of prize: solitude. He wasn't antisocial, not by any means, but he cherished his peace and quiet. Years of meticulous saving and countless hours scouring real estate listings led him to it. A quaint, sturdy cabin nestled deep in what he thought was a remote, untouched wilderness. The listing had been vague, almost deliberately so. Rustic. Charm. Secluded location. Ample land. It was a diamond in the rough, an old trapper's cabin. It's built to withstand the elements with a stone fireplace that looked like it had stories to tell. The land surrounding it was vast, covered in ancient pines and a babbling brook that promised endless tranquility. Mark fell in love instantly. The sale was surprisingly straightforward, almost too easy. He was handed a thick stack of old brittle documents, some dating back a century. He skimmed them, signed where he was told, and with a handshake, the cabin, and what he believed to be a generous 5-acre plot, were his. He envisioned years of quiet mornings, evenings by the fire, and the gentle rhythm of nature. He was ready to live his best, most unassuming life. For the first few months, it was everything he'd dreamed of. He spent his days repairing, cleaning, and personalizing his new sanctuary. He installed solar panels, a composting toilet, and a rainwater collection system. It was almost entirely off-grid, a self-sufficient haven. He'd occasionally drive into the nearest small town for supplies, where the locals were friendly, if a little curious about the new man out by the old homestead. Then the signs started appearing, small, discreet, but undeniably present. They were wooden, painted in a tasteful forest green, with simple white lettering: HOA, private property. Mark found one nailed to a tree near his driveway, another by the creek he often fished in. He frowned. An HOA here? He hadn't seen anything about an HOA in his closing documents. He dismissed it, figuring it must pertain to some development further down the main road. His cabin felt too isolated to be part of any organized community. He was wrong. One Tuesday morning, as Mark was enjoying his coffee on the porch, watching a family of deer graze in the clearing, a sleek black SUV rumbled down his gravel driveway. It pulled up with a flourish, kicking up dust, and out stepped a woman who, to Mark, looked like she'd just walked off the set of a suburban drama. She was impeccably dressed in a tailored pantsuit, a perfectly coiffed blonde bob, and a look on her face that could curdle milk. She carried a clipboard like a weapon. "Good morning," she announced, her voice sharp and authoritative, cutting through the peaceful morning air. "I'm Brenda from the Whispering Pines Estates Homeowners Association, and I believe we have a problem." Mark, ever the calm one, slowly set his coffee mug down. "Problem? I'm not aware of any problem, ma'am." Brenda, or Karen, as we'll now call her, squared her shoulders. "Oh, there is most definitely a problem. First, your cabin, as you call it, is in clear violation of our aesthetic guidelines. It's rustic. We prefer a more cohesive modern Look in Whispering Pines. She gestured vaguely at his charming, weathered cabin. Secondly, you have not paid your quarterly dues, nor have you submitted your architectural review board application for your ... modifications. She eyed his solar panels with disdain. And thirdly, and most egregiously, you are trespassing. Mark blinked. Trespassing. Ma'am, this is my property. I bought this cabin and 5 acres outright. Karen let out a, ass, what a ride, right? A quiet man, his rustic cabin, and a property secret that changed everything. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the biggest truths are hidden in plain sight. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to join our community. Your support helps us bring more incredible tales like this to you. And as always, share your thoughts below. I love reading your comments.